There we go. Let it out. How are you? We're going to do love readings today. And Venus went direct, so that's why I'm doing it. Not only is Venus direct, but Venus went out of her shadow period yesterday. The 16th. I don't know when that was. Okay. We're doing monogamy, straight, classic, problematic, situationship tarot, like YouTube tarot. We're doing monogamous queer reading. We're doing a polyamorous queer reading. And the reason I'm choosing those two together is because poly people practicing straight relationships within this like wild world of, it's just too much. So queer poly assumption. Okay. Single, purely single, like no one on your mind. Doing you. And then long-term committed relationships, marriages. This could be taking care of a family member. This could be taking care of a kid. This could be whatever is required in a long-term aspect. Okay, let's start with monogamous friends at 1 minute and 25 seconds. Monogamous, this is like your classic love tarot, what you see on YouTube or other platforms. Okay, for Gemini. Hi, Gemini. Okay. Love for Gemini. We're going to do the feminine, who is probably, femme presenting and cisgendered. And then the masculine, who's probably masculine presenting and cisgendered. And I will call out anything in between in the relationship dynamic. If there's no contact, what the confusion is. If there is a hesitation, what their damage is, the baggage. It'll all come out. Okay? St. Michael, please protect Gemini, Virgin Mother. Please intercede on Gemini's behalf. Okay. On the feminine side, we have the Rider, the Ring, and the Flowers. Well, this could be a lot of things, a lot of people. But one of the situations for the feminine is she just got asked to be married. She just got asked to be in a commitment. She just got asked to move in. She just got asked to have kids. Something happened to level up the commitment, the marriage, For the masculine on that, we have the Moon, the Bear, and the Scythe. This person has been, the masculine in this dynamic has been like cutting off everything to make room for this commitment. This just went through an elevation of like next step. So like if you're just talking, you went from texting to maybe the phone. If you're on the phone, maybe you're now went on a date or going on a date. If you went on a date, you do another date. If you go on a few dates, you might friend each other. These are the steps, and then the moving in process might be where you're at, or the bigger steps like proposal for marriage could be this. But in this case, I'm going to say it's the smaller stuff. And for God's sake, I hope it's not a good morning text or something stupid, like that small. But this person has really been distracted by work. And the reason that they're working is they really want this financial outlay to be huge. They really want to feel protected. They really want to feel stable. So they're building their dreams. And they might be a little bit out of touch with how practical they are or acting stoic. I got this in Taurus's reading a little bit too. I'm going to see what the level of commitment is here. The most important, the biggest level, like the one with the most energy, most votes. What is... the 3 people watching, hello. Most votes for this energy for Gemini. Valid. Okay, this is somebody who's complained to the management here. This Gemini energy is like, hey, look, you not being available because of a third party, which in this case, the third party is workaholic. So this person, the masculine in this dynamic, is a workaholic, okay? And the Gemini has made it clear that they're like, I see why they're not available. I see that they don't want kids perhaps, but I'm going to say something. I want a committed relationship and I want it to be long term. Okay, so you said something. Maybe it was you that said something like, what are you looking for? Maybe that's like, a lot of times people say that. What are you looking for in a relationship? And you said what you are looking for. But this person might be unavailable emotionally towards that, or time-wise. They might not be having the time for it. They might not be like focused. This person, let's see what their clarity brings. Okay. This person is unwilling to do the work that they need to do, or they're going through a starting out like a starter kit process. Maybe they're seeing a therapist and trying to identify the work that they have to do on themselves emotionally to be able to open up a little bit and come through. Maybe they already did this, you know, like I'm showing it being good news, you know. This is a +1 to a wedding, maybe. Maybe you're inviting this person as a +1 or a date to some kind of family party or a friend party. This person is not looking for love. They were doing their own thing. They were trying to build their, they might be a realtor or someone who does like flipping or someone who's in real estate. They don't feel safe. If they don't feel safe within their physical world, then they don't offer. Then they don't feel like love is on the table. So this person has a real need to provide proper, to be a stable person, not living hand to mouth, those kinds of things. So good intentions, and you're stating what you need, but they're showing you that they're not ready. If they ask you anyways, you might get thrown into a codependent dynamic there. So I know that you're clear, but they're definitely not clear. And this might be vice versa, Gemini. So there you go. All right, so that was the monogamous, straight, basics. Not calling y'all basic, I'm just saying. It's a little basic. Just saying your actions are basic. Okay. This is a joke. You can laugh or not. You can hate me, and that's fine. Monogamous queer 850. Okay, so this is for my queer babies. Hello. And I'm going to describe the masculine and feminine energies, but it could be a man and a man, a woman and a man with bisexuality, or a woman and a woman. Anything in between. My trans babies, my asexual people, everybody. Questioning. So overall, queer. For Gemini. They said you need a long, you're going to have to shuffle a long ass time. Oh, because it's a Gemini. Aw, they're heady about it. Aw. Okay. Monogamous queer relationship reading for Gemini. I'm saying my blessings quietly, okay, to myself. Okay, so one person is kind of a jet setter here, or travels for work, is very, very free, very happy. And then they worry about home when they're out, you know, or they really, when they go to, even if they just go to work, they worry about the home or their baby in traffic. You know what I mean? This is somebody who's waiting to see you, or you're waiting to see them. You're looking forward to something, but it's like a little bit angsty. Okay, and so they have they're being stubborn about something. What is this about? What is the dynamic between these two? Are they together or what? Like, this person is contemplating leaving the commitment. They're contemplating, it could be like this monogamous straight situation where they're trying to work instead of be in a relationship. Or they're making excuses to go to work, and I can uncover that. 6 of Cups. Okay, so there's a soulmate dynamic here. So you guys understand each other. There's an understanding. Okay. Maybe too much understanding, huh? Devil. Yeah, there it is. Ace of Cups, Moon reversed, Fool. It's like if you're the feminine of this dynamic, okay? The feminine is like, dog, don't play with me. Like, I've done this before. We've all done this before. Just be honest. I see right through you. I know what you're doing. Tell me about it. Let's start over, okay? This is about forgiveness, and you're like worried about them, and they're, what is this bear? What are they moving towards? Is this like a, okay, that was messy. They're trying to save their money. I wonder if they are being very capitalistic or very like cold and thinking that you're a money drain on them or something, or that they can't provide and they don't want to. Maybe you have kids and a whole family and you go really slow. Maybe you've got to take care of a lot of stuff and they just don't want to, you know, take on all that stuff. It's just a lot. It's kind of a selfish person. Yeah, this is an empty victory. They're going to sit on a pile of money by themselves if they decide to break away. Which, they're inviting loneliness, okay? That's what they're inviting. Right now it makes them happy, but they're going to miss you one day. Okay, that was interesting. Kind of similar energy between the straight folks and the queer folks, but in a different vibe. A little more honest. Perhaps a little more loving, a little more caring, or even more extreme, let's say, than the queer reading. Okay, let's do poly queer. I'm gonna be right back because I just thought about what I want to drink and it's in the other room and I forgot to get it. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes. Okay, thanks for waiting. Here we go. Let's do Gemini in polyqueer situation. This one's gonna take a second. Gemini, polyqueer relationship for Geminis. Poly/queer relationships for Gemini. Polyqueer relationships for Gemini. Say, Michael, please protect Gemini, Virgin Mother. Please understand Gemini's behalf. This is for poly people. Most poly people have an anchor. Most poly people are either that or poly ace. A lot of times poly ace information is very similar to singles. Or people in situationships. So, but the polyqueer can be this like whole host of webs that different people are going through different things and we're all very patient with each other, or not. Everyone has consent to leave this reading, okay? All right, so you're the person that's main character here, okay? And you are a communicator, but you've been having trouble with some kind of big challenge in your life, the mountain, the birds, and the young woman. Now, for you, this is a feminine energy, okay? You don't have to be identify as a female, okay? You can. I also think that you have high hopes here, big hopes. You have ideals. You have lived a life already that has shown you like major beauty and abundance. So you've been to like the rainforest, you've been to, you know, lots of tropical beaches, you've been to other countries. You might speak different languages. You have beauty as one of your gifts, so body and beauty might just be very natural for you. You also are going through a really hard struggle, and it's really like been throwing you off in how you communicate. Your communication has been like lackluster maybe, or like, what's wrong with me? You know, like it's not you, it's just that you're going through something, and hopefully you understand that about yourself. You're going through something difficult, and sometimes the way you communicate it becomes more difficult, you know, when you are trying. It's like you're trying. You see the mountaintop, you see the end. You do. You see the beauty. You see the light, okay? Here's a person, though, this is an anchor for sure. Oh yeah, this is a person you have a whole family with, a whole house with. They are changing. They're going through something. So you might be with an anchor who is maybe getting sick, maybe changing jobs. Maybe that's the challenge. Maybe the challenge is with your person and not you. Your main person. This person wants to change directions. We can kind of clarify what let's do it now so I don't forget. What is the challenge here for this main character in the poly dynamic? What is the challenge here? The mountain is the challenge. What is the mountain for this main character? A decision was made to be lighthearted and play. So the challenge is maybe jealousy, accepting, yeah. Maybe you caught your person kind of fibbing or lying to you about where they're going. And you're like, well, dude, we're in a poly dynamic and you're supposed to be honest with me. So somebody here is breaking, you have a feeling that you're trying to communicate. You have a feeling that they're up to something that they're not telling you the truth about. And this person is changing. This person looks really good. They might be like an influencer. They might be big on social media. They might be like really important in their community or their workspace, okay? This person is changing. What's the crossroads? What is the crossroads? What are they not communicating? What are they being sneaky about? Knight of Wands reversed. Okay. Four of Swords. Four of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Oh, this person feels that you like to solve problems with sex and they're not, well, you both do. They kind of know this. This is just like the way you are. They might be off like meeting a new person or interested in someone else, but they said like sex won't solve this problem for right now. Like they're giving it a rest with your attraction. They might be interested in something else, and maybe they've been very aware. They think that they've told you this. You don't think they've told you this. You think that they're working late or traveling. They have been like, no, I'm interested in someone else. This dynamic that we're doing is very codependent, and I'm bitter about how much energy of mine you depend on. Like, I'm tired of giving. is what they're saying. Now, if it's true, it's different, you know. Okay. So they feel pressure. They feel pressure. They feel twisted or torn inside. Come on now. I'm not doing all this. I'm not taking that card. Come out. Come correct. What is another energy in this dynamic, please, for Gemini Poly? Okay, so now you have someone else that is more like your role play, BDSM, sexual relationship. So maybe you are the one that is, let me see this. Maybe you are the one that is not saying that you're sleeping around or you're going to visit your friend. Maybe you're the one that's not telling them. They think that they are clearly, they think that you have a headache. They think that you're, okay. So they might be the one unaware, but emotionally stable. I get that you've been seeing someone else, flirting, dating. What else about this person? The mice. This person likes control because they have anxiety and they're learning about their issues and you're teaching them, okay? Like sex is a great teacher for people that it helps you heal and learn about yourself and what you like, what you don't like. It helps you, you know, transform energy. It helps you move into confidence. This person is learning more confidence. Okay. And you could be like, no, Grace, they're already the most confident person in the whole world. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're inside, they're incredibly vulnerable and they're terrified. Okay. But they're learning how not to be so afraid. This person, I don't know. I'm not going to look into the details on every single thing, but what is this person terrified of? What is this person so scared of? They're facing fears. This is a sexual partner. This is the one you're having sex with right now. They don't, oh, they're terrified of poly. They don't want this deep attachment. They know that they're gonna feel more for you, and you're gonna reject them because you're already in an anchor situation. So there's a lot of unfinished business there. You might be feeling like, nah, it's great. This person, they don't feel good inside. They feel rejected ultimately, even though you're the one that they're sleeping with right now. They might be spending a lot of money. They might be paying you for sex. They might be like buying their way out of you seeing your person. Your person over here just chilling though. They're like, yeah, she does that. Yeah, he does that. Okay. They do that. It's like they're not facing a problem or an issue, but they're changing as a person too. This person's really easygoing, kind of a cool, like Big Lebowski maybe, like a dude. You know what I mean? Like kind of like just cool about stuff. Doesn't have to be a man, but anyways. Who else is here? Clear messages. Who else is here, please? This seems kind of single. This seems kind of, I don't know, there's a confused person on the outskirts. This person is not, yeah, this person is a friend in your friend circle. There's a confusion around that person. And, oh, out comes the anchor. Oh, now, this is either a former anchor of yours or theirs that they are very well aware of. This Gemini is very well aware of this other past anchor. This person is thinking about leaving because they're no longer in it sexually. Your current anchor is no longer in it. they might be thinking of a new anchor. You might be thinking of a new anchor. Either way, this anchor here is sitting over here like, I'm just friends. You know, we're just friends. Like, this is platonic. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not touching this. I'm just stable. Okay, what about this anchor, please? They want me to recollect the cards. And then they want me to stop because this is very sticky. There are more people here, but this is very sticky. Like, it's not just lighthearted. It's not a very, this is a very complicated polydynamic. Like, there's too many cooks in the kitchen, lots of opinions, lots of loose ends, lots of unhealed emotions that people are not confronting or facing. So this person over here is just confused by the whole thing. You might both be after this person, okay? This person is very friendly, very chill, and that's why your anchor, your current person, might be looking at this other person who's very stable, very kind, very loyal. I don't think that this person necessarily wants to be in this polydynamic. What is the confusion for this this friend, this platonic friend of both of you? This person knows both of you. What is the confusion? Ace of Cups, okay. Somebody made a love offer for this person. Maybe once upon a time, maybe recently, maybe yesterday, maybe in the future. What is the confusion for this person? I think it was already happened because they're confused. So they're questioning maybe, or, you know, this person listens to what they're told, I heard. All right, Queen of Swords. They also have said no to this. So this person has said no to a love offer in the past. It's the stability you all are like inching towards. This person doesn't even think about doing a polydynamic with y'all because either of you, because like they were like, if I did that, it wouldn't be taking care of me, that's for sure. And I take care of me first, always. I'm loyal to myself first. That's why I'm a loyal person to everybody else. This person has a lot of stability and character. I like this person a lot. Peace Lily, they're a peace offering. They make peace. Like, you need this person in your dynamic because they make peace between the two of you. Yeah, they see it. They know. They've made the clear decision that if they were to enter this, they would just backpedal. It would be backsliding. It would be a conscious decision to go backwards for them. They've made too much progress to make that decision, so they're not interested. So you got a sexy one. You got someone who's considering leaving. You got somebody who's like, no, let's talk it out. Let's work it out. And then you've got a friend here that is like, yo, you two are awesome. Like, maybe, you know, maybe just slow down, or maybe, you know, like they don't even like give advice. They just are there. They're just constant friends. I'm gonna get one more person at least because this is calling for it actually. All right, I'm just gonna cut the deck and take 6 cards. Okay, so okay, so there's 2 more energies here. They're lighter, much lighter energies. There's another energy here that's married, and they might be in an open relationship. They think one or both of you are just the bee's knees, like relationship goals, like they want to be like you, they want to be with you while they're married, and they want to tell their spouse about you because they're excited. Maybe this is a wife swap or a husband swap. There's somebody here dreaming that they could be with you, either one of you actually. That's very complicated in itself. But they also have a full-time marriage and a house and all that. This person is fully engaged and employed otherwise. Then there's another person here who is just for funsies. Okay, they are single poly ace. There's a person here that's very like, you know them, you both know them, you're cool with this person's just here for a good time. They're here to escape, they're here to have beauty, they're here to make love, and then they like being by themselves. They're very independent. Okay, very good. That was it. Okay. I didn't go into too much. That was much easier. Like, those sticky parts were really, really like involved. And then they were like, oh, like in lots of attachments. And then there were some with looser, more lighthearted stuff going on. All right, so 30, 41 for, damn it, I didn't write down the poly one. Shit. All right, 30, 41 for single. Single Geminis. This is for Geminis that have nobody on their mind. This is for Geminis that ain't got nobody. Oh, and there's nobody who cares for me. Geminis that ain't got nobody. Listen, Gemini. Let's talk about it. Gemini, where are you at right now? Being single as a Pringle. Where you at? Working on you? What you doing? Hello, lamppost. What you knowin'? Come to watch your flowers growing. Don't you got no rhymes for me? Doodling, feeling groovy. Listen, Gemini, you're just doing your magic, okay? So you just talking to maybe little flowers, inanimate objects, trees. Like, the first rule of magic is to name things and treat them with personality. So all of my tarot decks have little energies about them, right? I'm gonna do one more. So you're feeling groovy. Say, Michael, please protect Gemini, Virgin Mother, please understand Gemini's behalf. Sorry, I don't mean to keep repeating the prayer. I'm trying to do the internal. All right, I'm not sorry, it's my channel. All right, so the whip. Ooh, the mountain. Oh my gosh. Oh, Pringly. Woo! Okay, Gemini, you have recently, if you're single, you have recently, or you're still not over your last person. You are incredibly pissed, okay? It's been a challenge to get out of the situation, to get rid of this energy, okay? And you're tired of it. You're very tired of it, and you want to change. You're like, I need to be in a better frame of mind. This is not helping me. This is hurting me, and they're not even with me, okay? I feel like I'm way over there. Okay, there we go. All right, so Gemini singles, that's where you're at. You want to change. You want a brighter future. You want to look at love and not be disgusted by it. Like, this is where I'm at. You know that you need to improve that attitude, okay? Now, my question is, who's the next person that you'll meet? Now, this isn't your future husband or your future wife. This is who's the next person that you'll have some interest in that'll be interested in you, okay? Doesn't have to be forever. I know how Geminis like to flirt. Okay, who's the next person for Gemini? The Scythe, okay. Well, you are attracting what you put out there, I guess, because I feel like they just went through a breakup too. They're a little bit more, like, okay, they're very independent, okay. They might be a little lonely. They may, okay. Yeah, this person is very, very single, very stoic. They might be a little independent, a little hyper independent, a little lonely. They might be working on something new, like a garden, or like be really interested in agriculture, or something that they work on outside. This might be a rugged individual. Like they really don't look for love because they're they're working with their hands. They're very rugged. This person is hot, but also extremely to themselves. They might be really into like certain books or role play games or LARPing or something very nerdy. They also might have a distant fairy tale. They have built a very comfortable little wall around themselves, and they are being here to send you some stability in your ideas, okay? They are showing you what a stable person looks like. Look at that, the heart on the bottom of the deck. This is to show you a quiet love, a release. This is to show you more about, you know, better decision making, long-term choices, not getting so angry. This person is here to help you with your anger, to move it, to cut out the hard parts, maybe by, you know, this person is very grounded, so they use the groundedness around them, and they give back to the planet. This person is very I don't know, they're very much like a lighthouse keeper in a way, or like this like quiet individual. I'm getting the neighbor from maybe you don't like this person or you're not attracted to them. I'm getting the neighbor from Home Alone, like he's scared of him, but he's like his friend, you know, like this guy is like actually really cool. All right, so I'm getting like you're not attracted to them, but you might be opening your mind a little bit to a different type of person, which is a good sign. Because, you know, when you say you have a type, okay, that means that you go into constant unhealed patterns over and over and over and over, and you just keep choosing the same thing. Which isn't, like, you're here to learn. You're not here to love, you're here to learn. So, when you look at it that way, what is the future dynamic of these two? Is it long-term? What is it? Is it sexy? Is it dating? What is it? Let's see. What does the tarot have to say about it, please? Okay, I'm going to take some off the top. Oh, it's very honest. And that's what you're looking for. You want straightforward, honest communication. This person will provide it. That's what you asked for. Oh, and you tell me you didn't. You tell me you didn't. You're like, you know, I don't want that. I don't want that, though. It's like, put it back. Okay. You might not feel, that's so funny. You're like, no, back to the drawing board. You're like, no. You step out just a little bit. You inch out, and then you retract. You're just like, no. Turtle head. I got like a turtle head going into the shell. You might be a man watching this. But like, I just heard this sentence. The truth is we are all obligated to listen. I don't know what that is. Maybe this person talks ad nauseum. Maybe they're very dry or boring. What's this person doing? Person isn't looking for a love partnership. They're not looking for equal give and take. They're not looking for a partner. They're not in it for a relationship. What are they here for? This is really boring. Yeah, like put it back. Sorry. This is like a go with the flow type. This is a very status neutral. They might even consider themselves Zen, but I feel like this person has a lot of flaw. They come back. They're the type of person that comes back and you're like, no thanks. No thanks. After they realize that you were fun. This person's not very fun. And that's such an essential, you know, characteristic for a Gemini to be attracted. They have to be fun, at least. You know? Okay. You're not asking for a lot here. This person never really saw themselves. They might be divorced, but they never really saw themselves getting married. I might hear that. Like, I hear that. Like, I never really wanted to get married. I don't believe in marriage or like something like that. Okay? So that's what I have for Gemini singles. All right. Little mirroring action there. Okay. It's meant to pull you out of your comfort zone just a little, and then you go right back in. Put me back, Mom. Okay. Okay. All right, let's do long-term marriage relationships for Gemini. 4004. So this is if you're in a long-term partnership, marriage. Doesn't matter what kind of partnership. It could be queer, straight. It could be caretaking. You could be a parent. Okay, so long-term, this is you're in it. Could be sibling, family, marriage. Long-term for Gemini. You see me shuffling too. I keep drawing a lot of the same cards. Some of these readers too, they do this. Ready? They do this. Well, even that's still shuffling, but they do this thing where they're not shuffling. They're just looking like they're shuffling. It's like, are you even a real reader? Like what? That's ableist of me, but come on. You gotta know how to shuffle cards. If not, you gotta do like the kid shuffle or dad shuffle or something. All right. This is the dad shuffle. Like that. Okay. Let's do it. Married Geminis. Committed Geminis. All right. On your side, you get the clover. You get the house. Wow. And you get the mature woman. Very good. You are, this is, I heard dominion as a main word. Sovereignty over my dominion. Dignity. I'm getting a very, like, high quality person. A very noble castle. A very loving and nurturing homestead. Somebody here is very eloquent. They might not have the most fancy things, but it's so sweet and peaceful. And this is where they like it. This is where they like it. They're feeling really good in the home space. They might be, I just got a little flaw, okay, because nobody's perfect, but they might do things. I know Geminis are infamous for this one. They might move the furniture around a lot, or like do things that are like revamping the space as a distraction from love making. Just, that's a side note. This person, this person has a need to provide for this house and car and whatever princess here wants, okay? You could be a man and be the princess. I mean, it's not a fun thing, but this person is very financially focused with the bear and the fish. Oh my. They might even consider their joy to be their work. Like maybe this person takes care of the home, the cleaning, the cooking, the kids, and this person goes to work. Like this might be a traditional in quotes, husband and wife dynamic. Now it doesn't mean that you have, well, for instance, I'm a Leo and my sister's a Gemini, but I live with her. So this could be that kind of a supportive relationship. And it's the same as the dynamic in the poly relationship where somebody in the dynamic is thinking of leaving or going on vacation. Okay? So there's one person here that wants to go on vacation. That's what I want to clarify here. What is the stork? Somebody might be in and out more. Somebody, and they totally fine with it. The wifey energy here is totally fine with it. They're like, yeah, go do your thing. And this person's like, okay, I'll contribute. I'll do this. I'll bring you money. I'll do this. I'll help you. And they're like, okay, yeah, great. Go do your thing. What is the stork for this person's dynamic? The masculine mostly. The masculine's having a great time, by the way. masculine wishes the feminine very much, very well. They have well wishes for the feminine. There's good intentions here. There's a soulmate energy. There you are, Queen of Swords. Okay. Masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. Gemini energy. Actually, the Queen of Swords is pretty masculine because Gemini is a masculine sign, but ultimately this person feels like they have no home. They're very unsettled within the idea. This might be a nomad, you know? Like, this person might deny the true love portion of this dynamic. I'm getting very platonic energy here. But also, they always come back not fully giving everything, you know? This Gemini seems perfectly fine not having sex with this person. This person also might be living with their father or taking care of their father. They also, that might be why they go away, but they also might be at work with a really insane boss. Like this person is a tyrant. And they try to tell, you guys talk about that. Could be any of these things. All right. This cycle is going to go until it's not convenient anymore. You all might either get married or divorced. This is a very what's the word? Ouroboros energy is really apparent right now. The snake eating its tail, things inverting on themselves. It's energy, so it doesn't have like, it's hard to explain this. It's energy, so it doesn't have a specific, this marriage energy is not very specific. It's an alternative type of marriage. And it could go either way. Like this could either end up that you stay together forever, or you get a divorce. It's gonna rebalance. Can I get a little clarity on the wheel? You might even get married just for a tax break or something like that, or you know, to be able to, yeah, I think it's gonna be a divorce. That's too bad. Someday, a breakup, a divorce. Someday, this feminine energy is gonna mind. Someday someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. What a great song to put on the tack on the end of here. All right, Gemini, that was your love readings for Geminis. I hope you're doing well and enjoy your Venus direct energy. Full bore. Here we go. Pow. I also have, check out, by the way, I also have a Venus reading on my YouTube. So go ahead and watch that one too to match with this one. Does that make sense? Great. Tips are awesome. Love that about you. Okay. I love to sustain my living. This is like my full-time job at this point. I would love to book a private with you. tarotdamour.com, or you can IM me on my Tarot Damour IG account, Instagram. Everything is in my description box. Tip your employee of the universe. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your likes, shares, subscribes. Take care of yourselves.